And as I sat down at my podcasting studio, down in my chair, bringing the mic close to my face, I was feeling ill, and so I drank some scotch. The cigarette smells from the street wafted through the window. There was a knocking at the door. I put down my scotch bottle and said, "Come in."
Hello there, sweetie.
She was the most beautiful client I had ever seen.
Ah, that's so nice of you to say. I've come in for a training session. You gotta teach me how to do a podcast.
Immediately, I knew that I was in love with her money that she was bringing to the table for these lessons.
I'm looking for a good podcasting experience, if you know what I mean.
I will teach you how to podcast, doll. Sit down here and listen to me. The first thing you've got to know is don't do an intro like this for your first ever episodes of your podcast. You can only do it after 100 when you've already got listeners.
Yes, exactly. Because otherwise they're going to get very confused and wonder why all the intros make no sense. That didn't stop us, though.
No.
I think on the second episode, we just have random garbage coming out.
I think we did. We haven't learnt the lessons, but that's why we're here to teach you the lessons. And also to talk about movies.
Whoa! From 1987.
Yeah.
Because this is Oldie but a Goodie. Woo!
Episode's coming out mid-March, and guess what, Zach? This movie came out mid-March in 1970. 1987. I'm the one that got it wrong this time.
Victory goes to me. I actually remembered the date. This was through panicking in my head, like, what's the date? What's the date? What's the date? What's the date? Oh, that's the date. As I was saying the words, I was reeling through the dates, the possible ones, and I'm like, it's not 1997. No, it's 1987. That's right.
But I was like 1977 because I was thinking noir movies, and I was like the 70s. That's why.
Well, this week was sort of a noir movie for a quarter.
For a pretty lengthy section, yeah.
Probably a little less than that, like a eighth of the movie.
Yeah, we're reviewing a movie called Hollywood Shuffle, and as always, my name is Sandro, and that other voice is Zach.
I'll call me Cheryl. Good old feral Cheryl.
That is feral Cheryl.
That's me. Don't wear my name out.
First impressions of the movie. What did you think? I thought it was very good and very relevant.
I also thought it was rather pleasant and applicable to the situation we were in.
Hey, Patreon, this week we review Mannequin, because people voted for it. It's a movie about a dude that falls in love with a mannequin, and let me tell you, I haven't seen it yet, but I'm sure it's good. Anyway, it came out on Wednesday. Man, recording podcasts all over the place really messes with your brain.
Do you mean tomorrow?
No, Wednesday as in... Because this is going out on a Monday, at some point in the future.
Oh, right. And the Patreon thing comes out after that on the Wednesday.
So the previous Wednesday, as of when this comes out, is Mannequin. But we haven't recorded that yet. We're recording that on Sunday or Monday.
I am lost.
It's great.
My favorite GIF that I haven't seen much at all anymore is the one from Lost. Where it's got the guy who just gives a thumbs up and then it cuts to the Lost, poster thing, because it's cutting to an ad break and it just goes, Lost. So he just goes, thumbs up and then Lost.
Excellent.
That's my favorite GIF.
Anything else to talk about up top? Not really. Should we just get into it?
No, it's a really good movie. It's really creative. I like it.
Yeah, it's very funny. All right, so we'll start off with, the previous options of this week, which I picked, so did I make the right choice? Of course I did. I always make right decisions.
Wow.
That's why I'm winning all the time. Every single second of the day. Yep, sir.
Except in raving reviews. Ha-ha! Got him.
I won, hunk.
Yeah, you did. You did, for the first time. World record.
Only took me 114 episodes.
Yep. Burglar. It's a comedy where Whoopi Goldberg
that's right.
is being blackmailed into doing a jewelry store heist.
It could be fine.
Street Smart. Christopher Reeves is a journalist who creates a story about a pimp to save his job. The police think the story is about a real pimp that they are currently looking for and go to him for help.
Fun story about that movie. So Superman 4 came out in 1987. It's in a few months, I think.
Oh, yeah.
The reason why he did Superman 4 was partly because he was like, actually, people really like the character of Superman, so I'll make another one. But it's also partly because he wanted money to make that movie.
To make Street Smart?
To make Street Smart, yeah.
And then we didn't watch it.
The studio was like, we're not going to do your weird movie about a pimp. And he was like, well, what if I do Superman? And they were like, we will do your weird movie about a pimp. Anyway, Hollywood Shuffle then, released March 20th. And you know what they say about March 20th, Zach?
It's a date in the calendar.
They do say that, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, no, good stuff. You got it right.
Yeah, did it. On point today. Winning. You're not the only one winning today, Sandro.
Everyone's winning.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's co-written, directed, and stars Robert Townsend. He was in 1984's A Soldier Story, which was really good. We didn't actually do an episode on that, but good film. He's also directed some things, 2 superhero films, The Meteor Man and Up, Up and Away. He also directed Eddie Murphy's 1987 stand-up special, so that's cool.
Cool.
And most recently, he has been acting and directing in DC's Black Lightning TV show. And he also plays the character of Bobby, and he's pretty good.
Yeah, he's good in this one. He's really good in this one. So, yeah, props to him. This is a really good movie. So, spoiler alert, it's really good. I really enjoyed it.
It's a very good one.
It's just a good movie. It is a solid, enjoyable movie. And it's not very long.
No. Hour 15 without credits, I think.
Yeah, but the first part of the credits is really, still part of the movie, to be honest.
I liked when the writer came up and was like, don't blame me.
Oh, no!
I just learned about black people on TV. It's like, no.
Oh, dear.
What a great line. What a great movie.
So he co-wrote the movie with Keenan Ivory Wayans, who went on to co-create the sketch show In Living Color, which Jim Carrey and Jamie Foxx were on. And then he also directs Scary Movie, Scary Movie 2, and White Chicks.
Hey, wow.
Yeah.
So very, prestigious repertoire there. Scary Movie being a classic.
Thankfully, I think he stopped making the scary / superhero / disaster movies before they got quite terrible.
Oh, yeah, before they tanked. Yeah, well, maybe that's the reason. Did you ever think about that?
Maybe
because he stopped making them, they became bad.
Probably.
Yeah.
Someone he's related to, actually, Damon Wayans, is in the movie, who was in Living Color. He was also in SNL, but we know him for writing and acting in 1994's Blank Man. So he was there.
Ah!
Remember that film?
No!
That was...
Barely.
That was awful.
Yep.
So,
Wait, was he the main guy? Or was he just in it as the brother or something?
he's the main guy in Blank Man. Yeah.
Oh, good on him.
Oh yeah, and Keenan Ivory, he's the scary movie guy. He acts in this movie as Jerry Curl, and also one of Bobby's co-workers.
Jerry Curl, what a character. What was the other one? Jerry Curl
and one of the co-workers.
Oh, just one of the co-workers, yeah.
At Winky Dinky Hot Dogs, whatever it was called.
Yes! Oh, right, yeah.
That's pretty much the whole cast. I know the guy that plays the Bat in the TV show There's a Bat in My House is playing himself, which is really weird. He's playing a character that is just his actual name.
But then he's pretending to be like a pompous, fancy actor.
Yeah.
That's great. No, I love his lines of, does your character die? No? It's a good script. You gotta think about sequels.
Yeah. The only thing that matters in Hollywood is sequels. Which, kind of predicted where we are today.
He's not wrong, honestly.
Arnold Schwarzenegger has a career for life, coming back to do Terminator every year.
Surely you won't do another one. Surely not.
Uh-huh.
Not another one. Arnie, no.
Hey, Sandro.
Oof.
Guess what you've just done?
Oh, no.
You just jinxed it.
Oh no. Oh, he might be coming back to do Conan 3. That's been talked about a bit more recently.
Oh, that'd be epic.
That could be cool. That could be cool.
Hell yeah.
Conan versus Rambo.
Conan versus aliens.
Oh.
Versus Predator.
Oh. Sure.
Oh, dude, Conan versus a Predator?
That'd be cool.
That would be sick.
But what about Batman and Superman versus Alien and Predator? Comic book now available in your local comic book store. It's real.
Oh, God. Conan and Batman team up to fight the alien and the Predator.
No. Conan, his parents die and he becomes an orphan.
My God. Bat Conan.
Conan Wayne.
Conan Wayne as the Bat Conan.
The Bat Conan. What are we doing?
Coming up with the best movie of all time.
Conan, man. The Bat Conan.
The sequel to that being Bat Conan versus Alien versus Predator 2,
Yes.
The Terminator.
Terminator.
Where the Terminator comes in to kill the Bat Conan before he can kill the Alien versus Predator. And so it's like a pre/sequel thing because
Yeah.
it happens at the same time, but it's a different happenings because the Terminator comes in to stop him from succeeding. Because of course he succeeds in the first one.
And we could also do a storyline, maybe call it like Conan Point, where someone goes back in time and changes it so that instead of Conan's parents being killed, he's killed. Conan's killed.
Oh.
And then Conan's mum becomes the Joker, but
No.
it's fantasy.
No. Conan's mum becomes Conan, and the other one becomes Batman. She becomes She-Ra.
Anyway, we're recording later than we usually do, so
You can tell. No. Please go into the comments. Write your addition to the script. We'll send this to Hollywood. Make millions.
we will. Because all you need is one good movie, and then your career is set.
Absolutely, as we've stated.
All right, this has got 88% on Rotten Tomatoes, audience score of 80, 7 out of 10 on IMDb, 3.6 on Letterboxd, got nominated for some awards as well. I think all that's pretty well deserved. The film did get some criticism at the time, though, which I don't disagree with, in how it's about breaking down race stereotypes in films, but it very much exploits stereotypes of women and the gay community.
Yes, that's true.
They don't not do those stereotypes.
Hey, they hit one nail and missed two of them.
Yeah.
Like they hit one nail and two other nails shoot back out, you know?
And it's not like a high budget movie or whatever.
No, it cost $100,000. That's the estimated budget.
Yeah, no, it was just very small. So I think you can forgive it a lot for a lot of things, but also it
Probably should have had some self-awareness as to like the gay jokes and
Yeah, those ones in
women.
particular. What did you think it made, though, off a budget of $100,000?
that's a good question. I don't know. I think it definitely made profit.
Yep.
Because it only had 100,000, and it's really good. And there was like a lot of reviews, so I'm definitely sure it made its money back. But how much did it make?
I'm going to say 15.
Okay.
It is R-rated after all.
Yeah, a little less. It made 5.2, which is still really good.
Still a lot more than the budget.
The budget was so small, but the creativity was so high.
It's true. That's all you need.
Alright, there's one tagline, according to IMDb, so you can't really pick your favourite, but I will still read out the one tagline, and it's this.
Hey, at least we've got a tagline.
Bobby Taylor was on his way to becoming a star when a funny thing happened, ...
What? Oh, I hate that.
Yeah.
That insinuates... I don't know what that it's insinuating, but I don't like it. It doesn't describe the movie well at all in any way.
It's very vague.
I guess it's just like... It is a comedy movie, so I guess funny things just do happen, but it's not a funny thing that happens.
No.
He has a genuine change of heart, and he's like, you know what, I shouldn't be doing these acting... Like, in the actual storyline of what actually happens, it's just a guy quits his job to do some acting,
Yeah.
and then decides that the actual acting job that he got, even though it's the lead role, he shouldn't do it because it's very heavily racial stereotype.
Yeah, it's quite a harmful role for the community. Yeah.
Which is a very serious thing Like, the actual plot is very serious,
Yes.
but the movie itself is not.
No, because it's as we'll go through, it's kind of segmented up with a bunch of like sketches and parodies. It's a great movie. However, to jump into the synopsis, I will say one thing I did not like in the slightest was the stupid font.
I liked the intro where it what did it say? It was Tommy.
Oh yeah. So the actual film, it opens with Bobby practicing the monologue for the audition in the mirror, and the dialogue is just
It's incredible.
it's the worst script.
Yeah, it's really bad, but yeah. And of course, he's putting on a voice for it as well. Like, Tommy!
Yeah, it's quite high pitched.
I ain't be got no weapon.
I love how they've set up this script, this awful like monologue that he has to do, and then like at the very end we see the guy that wrote it, and it's the whitest white guy, and you're like, oh yeah. No, that makes sense. Like you see the guy that wrote it, and you're like, yeah, there we go.
Yeah, it makes sense. Here's a discrepancy. He's saying this like he's practicing these lines with his little brother. And his little brother still respects him here. He doesn't do the whole look down and disappointment thing till the very end of the movie. That's the climax.
Yeah.
But he's saying the same lines he was saying before. So why does the kid care now?
I think maybe later on the brother then sees everyone else on set. He sees the
Yeah, obviously maybe he sees it in context or whatever, but still, I feel like it more should have been the grandmother that he was looking at, and the grandmother's look of disappointment.
Yep.
But I guess the little brother's respect is pumped up during this movie. It's a very small discrepancy, so we'll let it slide for now. But I'm watching you, movie. This is why you only got 80%.
Wow. Rude. But anyway, the font. The font is Hollywood in cursive, neon letters. It's nice and fancy. And then Shuffle comes shuffling on from the side.
Yes! I love it. I love it when you gotta do what the word says. What speed's gotta come on fast. It's gotta be speedy. Shuffle, gotta shuffle on. What's other examples of ones that are done?
There are others, and we have talked about them.
I think it was Nightmare on Elm Street. I think the letters came on like they oozed on, like blood.
There's Splash. I think the letters splashed on screen.
That's true. Yes, there was that splashed, the wave hit the screen, and then suddenly the title was there. Yeah. You got your class. That's the classic intros and fonts that I'm looking for.
Yep. No, I hate it.
But it's so clever, Sandro. You see, they got the word shuffle, and they made it shuffle on screen. Wow, so intelligent. Incredible.
Oh, dear.
If I ever am a part of a TV show or produce a TV show, or movie, I should say, that's exactly what I do. I want to name it The Stomping something, and I'll just have the letters boosh, 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 or, something like that. You know? I want to have a dumb pun to start off with.
The movie's drive by, and the words drive by drive past the screen. Someone leans out, shoots, and drives off.
Yeah. It's drive by. As drive passes by, and then by passes by. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
What else do we see in the intro? We see that there's a very popular sitcom at the time called There's a Bat in My House.
Yep.
Which is this sitcom about this bat living with a regular suburban family. Will he fit in? And it's an allegory for stuff. And it's the worst sitcom I think I've ever seen.
Well, isn't that the idea, right?
Yeah, it's meant to be awful.
Yeah. Wait. So, is the guy meant to be a bat?
I think because he turns into a bat at some point and flies off.
Right. Okay, yeah. No, I'm on board. I was just very confused about that. I was confused whether he was a man with bat powers or supposed to be an actual bat. He was not a vampire, but could turn into a bat sort of thing. Or he is a bat, and for the sitcom, they have him as a man half the time. I
think that might be it. Yeah, I think that might be it.
Gotcha. Just had to get deep into the lore of this this man bat show.
Bat Conan?
Bat Conan.
Conan Bat.
Comments down below.
Versus Alien versus Predator 2. The Terminator. Coming soon.
Oh, do you know what we need in there? Darth Vader. Because the Darth Vader versus an alien conversation, that's been debated before. And I want to throw that, I want to have that fight on screen at some point. Because it's all about, he would just lightsaber the alien. But the alien's blood is acid.
Yeah.
You would get freaking wrecked by the acid.
We go all over him.
But no, Darth Vader would just force away, and then it's okay, he could defeat one alien.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's one, it's easy. He force throws his lightsaber. Multiple, they're all swarming at him.
Yeah, and he also has to know that its blood's acid. Otherwise, he might just try and chop it in half, and then he's going to be oh shit.
Well, Anakin's an idiot, so I think he wouldn't know, and he would just chop it.
Just because you're an idiot doesn't mean you know or do not know something. Also, Anakin's not Darth Vader. They're different people.
They are the same person. Bobby goes off to the audition. We see he's got a girlfriend. He's got a job as well at Winky Dinky Hot Dogs.
See, he's got a family. The brother and the grandma matter. The mum doesn't matter so much. She's in it for a bit.
Yeah.
But those are the three family we see. Yeah. So the brother and the grandma matter because they have to judge him at the end of the film. And that's all they do. The little brother is wow, I love you, big brother. Man, you're such an inspiration to me as a child. I respect and admire you. Oh, wait, you're doing a racial stereotype now. My love and admiration for you has diminished.
Yes.
That's his character arc.
Yeah.
He's also good in the imagined cutscenes or whatever they are.
That was very funny.
The kid who acts these, it feels like he's acting. It also gave it a little. It felt indie, and it felt like it was supposed to be this child hamming it on for the acting and stuff. So
what do you mean?
Really well.
I disagree. I think a scene where the kid's I'm a pimp, where the hose? I think that is very.
I'm a pimp, where my bitch is at?
I think that was not very
serious, very serious, vital to the plot sort of stuff.
Yeah, he's good. Everyone's good.
Yeah. Okay, we should throw that out there. Everyone in this is really good.
Yeah.
There's a lot of... So they have the same group of actors doing multiple different roles in each of the, segments or cutscenes or, imagined scenarios, which works really well. I liked it. And I wish more movies would do something like that, where they've just got the same actors doing random other roles.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it also reinforces with the whole point, which is actors acting is what the whole movie's all about.
Yeah.
And it's got multiple actors doing multiple different acts. So it's very clever.
Yes.
It's very clever in that aspect. In that aspect.
Don't like that. I don't like that one. No.
Well, don't act out against me. Sorry, I said that by accident.
Oh, okay, that's a stretch. That one's a stretch.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's fair.
Moving on. I was going to try and make a pun, but I couldn't. I couldn't think of one. The first thing my mind went to was Admiral Akbar. But I was that's the worst thing I could think.
Bringing it back to Star Wars.
So we go to the first audition for the role of the character Jimmy. We see a bunch of different people auditioning.
Yeah, the room is per act full of people.
Oh, that was painful.
All right, I'll stop. Sorry.
The director and casting agents and stuff are pretty spot on. They're we just need you to be more street, and all that sort of stuff. And
yeah. So you've got the lady who's all about, oh, darling, you're fantastic. Whatever. You see all these different people reading out some of the lines that we've already heard him practicing. Yep. I also liked as he was going to the audition, everybody was telling him good luck. That's a dumb trope from all these movies. That he knows everyone on the street. And all of them know right now he's going to an audition. Oh, yeah, and that's where we see his, like, girlfriend and stuff at a barber shop.
Yeah, which is...
I think he makes a gay joke there.
There is, yeah, because one of the barbers is quite effeminate. Yeah, that was... Ugh.
Yeah.
Not great, but... At the audition, they are also casting for this like Spanish gang that are going to be in the movie, and the accents that people do are so ridiculous.
Yes. There's some ones that are like, oh, you're a really good actor, and they do some good acting sort of thing, and other ones where they're like they're like actors purposely acting bad
Yes.
for the bit, and then they're like, oh, don't worry, we'll talk to you later, sort of thing.
But Bobby is seated there, and he's next to this guy who is auditioning, and but his values will prohibit him from accepting the role.
Yeah, he's auditioning for a couple of roles, but if he gets offered the main role, he'll decline it.
Yes.
Because his morals are thoroughly against it.
Exactly. He's like, it's just a stereotype. This character is just a stereotype. He says something along the lines of, they will only let us play gangsters, slaves, or butlers. And then when he says that, we get a dream sequence.
Yeah, so what's our main character called?
Bobby.
Yeah, Bobby starts to have, second thoughts about this now. And this is when we get the first of several dream sequences. Which are great because there's no, cut between. There's no, obvious transition into these. So you're not quite sure if this is reality or if this is a dream. It's not really a dream sequence.
He's like imagining or like daydreaming kind of, I guess.
I'm pretty sure it's he's imagining. Yeah, so it must be a dream. So they're in the wilderness.
Yes.
And there's a guy escaping, I think what's implied is a plantation.
Yeah, I think it's a bunch of people escaping a plantation, but he's got so much female attention, this guy.
Yes. So there's one guy, and he has three girls just clawing all over them. He's like, oh, I love you, sexy man. Man, you're so great. And then another girl pops up from out of nowhere, and she's like, oh, I also love you, sexy guy. You're so amazing. And then finally, the white lady, presumably of the house, pops in and is like, oh, I also love you, sexy man. It's like, what's going on?
And then he walks off with the white lady. It's like, what's going on? And then Bobby pops up in a butler's uniform.
Yes! In the middle of the woods.
And then the scene ends, it cuts, and he's actually a British guy, and he's doing an ad for the Black Acting School, which is a bunch of white people teaching you how to act.
Oh, and it's worse than that, because they're teaching you to act in a stereotypical manner, which is very damaging.
Yeah, they say the word straight a lot as well. They're like, you gotta act more straight, act more urban, which is like, oh.
And then it has that main actor, the sexy man. He interviews him, and he's like, oh, what are you doing at the moment? It's like, oh yeah, I'm just in a role as the main criminal pimp in this one movie. Oh, yeah. And then this other one, I'm a rapist.
Yeah. It's like,
yeah. They really hammer it home.
So we get out of that sketch segment, and he has done the audition. He's going to see his boss at his work, and the boss is like, Bobby, you're not respecting the Winky Dinky Dog. I named this hot dog stand Winky Dinky Dog. It's not just any hot dog stand. This is Winky Dinky Dog. It sends chills down my spine whenever I say it. Winky Dinky Dog.
Really do like that name. It's a good name, though. It's a good name.
Good.
He works at the Winky Dinky Dog, which is a hot dog restaurant,
stand, parking lot, I don't know.
It's not like a stand, because it's like an actual building.
Yeah.
Fast food establishment.
Oh, we get the line, because the boss is coming up with a bunch of new products, and he has come up with the hoe cake. The Winky Dinky hoe cake, because hoes need to eat too.
Yep.
It's like, woof.
Yeah.
That's some of the stuff that hasn't aged as well, but also I feel like that one was on purposefully.
Yeah, that one's purposely, like, offensive, you know?
Anyway, then a limo pulls up out of nowhere, and out of it is the actor that plays the Bat.
Whoa!
In that sitcom we were talking about earlier.
Crazy. And he sits down with his, like, 3 bodyguards surrounding him and orders some hot dogs.
Yeah.
And they're like, wow, we love your show. What's it?
One of the guys tries to, like, touch him or whatever, and the security guards are like, no, back off.
Yes.
Keep away. And he's like, oh, I've always hated your show. I never liked it. You know, he completely flips on a coin, and then
Bob's like, whoa, how do you know what's a good script and all that? And then we get the line.
you know, that, do you die in it? No? Then it's a good script.
Which is good.
All you need to worry about in Hollywood these days?
Sequels. And then he also talks about critics as well, which then leads into the next daydream, because he's talking about, I think the show is Siskel and Robert, it's this popular, like, American movie critics show from back in the 80s. And we get a parody of that called Sneaking Into the Movies.
Which is just like our show, really. It's a movie review show. Except it starts off with 2 gentlemen backing very slowly through a theater. And then they bump into each other and it's like, whoa, oh, it's you. Yeah, you managed to get in here. Yeah. And then they sit down. It's like, oh, hey, welcome back to whatever it's called, the movie review show where we sneak into a theater to watch a movie to tell you whether it's worth spending money on. Which is kind of like what we do.
It is kind of like what we do.
We sneak back to the past and watch a movie to see if you should go and watch it too.
And we get reviews of films that make me think this film was written in 1984 or just after, because they're all films we covered last year on the podcast.
Yeah.
The first one we see is a parody of Amadeus,
which is, it's got a guy in a fancy wig, and they like talk for a bit, and then we cut to the guys, and he's like, I don't get it. I couldn't even pronounce the name of the movie. And I don't like it when I can't pronounce the name of the movie, because then I can't tell my girl when we're going out for a movie what movie we're going to watch. This movie sucks.
We're going to go see Amadeus, which was great. That was funny. The next one they review is Chicago Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Yes, which you can tell what the parody of that is. Where they're just on the side of a cliff. And he's in, like, an Indiana Jones outfit. And he's like, let's jump off this cliff. And she's like, what? Okay.
Yeah.
And then they jump off the cliff. And they're like, the first couple of, Temple of Doom movies were better.
Yeah. He says something like, I actually believe this movie. I think that a dude could jump off a mountain and not die because he braced himself and he knew about gravity and polarity and all that. Which is his criticism.
It's good line.
We get, which is probably my favorite, which is Dirty Larry. Parody of, like, action films.
Oh, yes. So that's the standoff where they've got a couple of guys who've taken some hostages, and then Dirty Larry comes up and, like, pulls out a gun, and they have a standoff. But they're like, oh no, Dirty Larry's gun is, like, way bigger than ours.
Yeah, and they talk about how it's like, there's no way that these gangsters would give Dirty Larry time to say his catchphrase, reach into his jacket and pull out his gun before they kill him.
Yeah. So he's like, make one false step and you'll be shot or whatever, and that's when they would have lit him up. That's when bang, 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 and he's dead, Very unrealistic. Hated that.
Hated that one. And then the final one is Attack of the Street Pimps, which is a zombie movie parody where the zombies are pimps and they're walking around being like, I need some hoes.
Need some sugar, baby.
And it's very funny.
Yeah. Also slightly, like, ooh.
Little bit.
But, yeah, very, very funny.
After that, Bobby realizes he gets a call from the agent saying that he's got a callback, that they liked him, they want to see him again. The only thing he has to do in the callback audition is act more Eddie Murphy-like. And we get a scene where he turns into Eddie Murphy. He has a nightmare about turning into Eddie Murphy, which is very funny.
It was very funny because he comes in and then everybody's dressed as Eddie Murphy doing Eddie Murphy impressions. And then he's like, I don't know, man. I just want to be me. And then he starts doing Eddie Murphy quotes. They're like, yeah, we love it.
Yeah.
So he's got a callback. So he's telling everyone, hey, I got a callback. He quits his job, doesn't he?
Yeah, he quits his job.
And tells his girlfriend, and like, yay. And then he sees his, is it his uncle?
I think it's his uncle, or maybe older brother.
Yeah, one of the two.
And they talk about how the uncle was like a really good singer. He was gaining some traction, but then he left that to get a quote-unquote real job, and he regrets it ever since.
Yeah, so he should keep following his dreams. It's good that he quit his job at Winky Dinky Dogs, because it was holding him back, you know? So he gets together with his girlfriend and everybody leaves the house so they can bang. But then his grandmother comes home.
And just crashes.
Yeah, pretends she doesn't know what they're trying to do. And it acts like a complete cockblock. The grandma's a complete asshole this whole movie. She's such a dick.
Yeah.
She knows that they're trying to bang, and she just sits in between them, literally.
Yes, and turns on the TV, and we get this noir parody that goes on for ages, but it's very funny. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah. So the idea of the real life is that they were planning to watch this TV show, and then while watching it, probably bang. But then the grandma comes home, so they start watching it, and they're like, I remember it, it's like, oh yeah, we're watching this, and she's like, oh good, yes, I love this show, and they're like, oh yeah, it's this episode, and she's like, oh yeah, I've seen it 3 times.
3 times.
And they're like, why are you here? Leave so we can bang. No.
So we get the detective. He's in the office smoking a cigarette, and he's got a glass door and all that sort of stuff, all the classic noir stuff. And a dame walks in.
Yeah, and she's beautiful, and there's her brother. Is it brother?
I think so.
Yeah. A famous break dancer. The best break dancer on the street, and she needs help finding what's happened to him.
Yeah, and he's like, it's gonna cost a lot of money. And she responds with, well, that's fine. Money is nothing. I'll do anything. And then we cut to the voiceover, which is a classic. And when she said everything, she meant everything. She was talking about doing the nasty. And I love doing the nasty. Which is a line he repeats like over and over again.
Yes.
In the sketch, it's very good.
Doing the nasty. Yeah. So he follows the investigation. I believe the first couple of lines are he talks with the mother. She's like hoping he's not dead, and he's like, it turns out he was dead.
Yeah, she says something like, well, even if he is dead, I hope he was wearing clean underwear when he died.
Oh, that's right.
The voiceover is like, and he was not wearing clean underwear.
Yeah, and then the dad's like, I hope he was my son. And he's like, unfortunately, it wasn't his son. Mrs. Breakdancer preferred the mailman.
And then he eventually goes to the dance class, and everyone at the dance class is talking about Jerry Curls, and how Jerry Curls is the leader of the underground of dancing or something.
And so he asks around, and when he asks someone, they punch him in the face.
Yeah.
And so he's like, oh, is that how it's going to be? And then he socks him back. And he's like, does anybody else want some? And then, one of the breakdancers rips off his shirt to show his muscles and is like, I want some. And then another one does the same, and another one. Bob goes over and punches the first one in the face again. And the first one runs off. We get a choreographed fight scene, which is very cool. And then someone spills stuff on his suit. And the dry cleaning bill was very expensive.
Yeah, it was like the real pain wasn't from getting punched in the face, it was from the dry cleaning bill or something like that. And then he goes back to his office. I love the line because he walks in the office and he's like, I went back to the office and the door was open. Who? How? Why?
Yeah.
We get a rather saucy scene with the sister of the deceased man. He says over and over again various lines about doing the nasty. My personal favorite was, I'd never done it before on my desk. I was just glad that I was on top. I would hate to do the nasty with a stapler up my ass. Which is great.
He investigates around again and meets up with curly hair boy. What's he called?
Jerry Curls, who's always spraying his hair with curl activator.
Yes, but he steals his curl activator. Then before they beat him up, he shows them and he's like, whoa, step back, don't do anything crazy with that, man. And he like starts screwing the lid off the curl activator. And he's like, whoa, I'll tell you anything.
It's so stupid.
Very dumb.
And yeah, he gets the information. There's something like 2 days later, he confessed to the murders. By the way, what's-her-face got the insurance payout for $100,000. And I'm in love. With the money.
With the money.
That was a fun segment.
Yeah. That was their longest one, I think, yeah. And it was really good.
Then we cut back to the real world. He gets the job.
Yeah.
And we get a scene with the grandma and the mum where they're talking about how him taking this job is bad because, it's going to, like, reinforce stereotypes and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, that's what the grandma thinks. The mother's like, just
Yeah, it's work.
be
it's
nice
money.
to him, He needs to get these jobs. He has a dream.
Yeah. The grandmother's like, well, there's always work at the post office.
Yeah.
We get the scene where he daydreams about his brother, his little brother.
Because he's like, thinks about influencing people. And he thinks about influencing
His little brother, and his little brother's like, hey, I'm a pimp. Where my bitches at?
And then he's like, oh no, what am I doing? He gets to the studio, meets a bunch of people. We get like an action hero type who's like, I want to kill more than 35 people in my movie. And the agent's like, but sir, this is a 35 kill deal or something.
Yeah. There's an actor negotiating how many people he gets to kill in a movie.
We see the guy from the audition who said this was all against his values. He got a small role, and he says that the NAAC are going to start protesting and boycotting this movie.
He stops at first because he sees his little brother look at him. So he stops, and the guys are like, oh, why'd you stop? And he's like, oh, I forgot my line. And then he tries to start again. But then the director's like, oh, and make sure to bend your back and bend your knees and really move like a racial stereotype,
Yeah.
You gotta really reinforce this.
We see the writer is there as well, and he's like, these words, they're my words, man.
Stop messing up my words.
But it's pretty bad.
He's eventually like, I've had enough of this. Sorry, I can't do this. I can't act like this. I can't throw away my morals to act like this. It's too stereotypical. And they're like, get him out of here, quick. We need someone else to do this role. And the guy before that was like, oh, this is against my morals, is like, I'll do it. I'll do this role. And it's like, of course.
And then that night, he daydreams about all the roles he wish he could get, which is pretty funny. I liked Rambo.
Yes.
This is a parody of Rambo.
I liked Superman. Because didn't they announce a black Superman?
Probably, maybe. That's what people think. It's not official yet.
Yeah. Or at least possibly a black Kryptonian.
Yes.
Which I wouldn't mind.
The movie ends with him filming an ad for the Postal Service. He is no longer working on the movie, but he is working at this Postal Service ad.
Yes, I like it. It's very clever because he instead of acting on the movie, he's now acting for an ad for the Postal Service because they kept talking about, well, you can always join the Postal Service, as a job. And then at the end, he is joining the Postal Service as an actor, just like he wanted.
And we get the credits, which are very fun, good music, and it ends with a song, which is the moral of the story, which is a very funny song.
It was a good movie. This is a good movie.
It is a good
It's
movie.
good porridge right here.
It's such good porridge.
I don't know if I want to give it the Good Porridge Award, but it's pretty good porridge right here.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think it's a very funny satire quite a biting satire that's still relevant, and it's a goodie.
Yeah. I'll definitely give it as Goodie as well. Yeah. I definitely suggest anyone to really watch this. It's because it's not terribly long. Also, the credits are great. The credits for this movie are great because they first have a scene where they're all riding around in limousines and we see their names and other things. And then there's a dance number where they sing about the moral of the story being that they don't want to play, gangsters and hoes, which is great. And as you said, the one white actor playing the, screenwriter is like, I don't understand, so don't blame me. All my experience with black people is from TV.
Yeah, I think they definitely lean into some harmful stereotypes that they don't really offer any commentary on. But for what it needed to do, I think it did very well. It's a good film. It's a solid goodie from me.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great movie.
In terms of add and remove, maybe add some more songs and remove some of the more harmful.
Yeah, remove the other harmful stereotypes which you ignored. Yeah, that's what I would remove. Make it a bit more, and I would add it being a bit more self-aware. I think it was a good movie. I don't know if there was much more add. Maybe a bit more budget, but I don't know if that really that would take away from the movie rather than add it,
Maybe, some more movie parodies, kind of throw them in there because they were fun.
That's good. Maybe just a little more of it,
For the checklist, we do have a checklist this year with tropes from 87 that we kind of go through. It's not going to get most of these. It is not going to get most of these. So I think we'll just kind of move through the checklist. I'll skip over a bunch of them. The first one is the movie bad? Porridge, yes. I think making porridge out of people is bad.
Yes. What was the thing at the start? The font?
The shuffle font?
So the stereotype it can have is font that does the thing that the font the word describes.
Add that to the checklist, definitely.
That's the stereotype that I want to add from this movie.
Font does the thing that it describes in the title.
Yeah.
That is a new trope that is 100% going to get checked off again this year.
Absolutely.
I don't know if the movie is dumb characters, because they're mainly there for jokes.
Well, the white people, deliberately dumb. So you could say they have dumb characters. Look, there's no specification to say that it's not on purpose that the characters are dumb or not. Mm-hmm. It's just, are they dumb characters? And there's dumb characters on purpose.
The bad guys are from a foreign country. Yeah, all the bad white people came across from England and took over the country. And
Wow.
All the good guys live. Yes, a good guy sacrifices himself. I mean, he sacrifices his career for the greater good, I guess.
Yeah, that's the idea. He makes a self-sacrifice for so he doesn't get, stereotypes and all that.
Female lead falls in love with male lead 100%. The female characters in this film aren't particularly great. But there are no dead animals. There are no broken down cars.
They couldn't afford it.
There's no noticeable green screen.
They couldn't afford it.
There's no people being knocked on the head and falling unconscious.
Yes, there was, because the guy in the fight scene at the very end, he loses, remember? And his suit gets all dirty. He does get knocked out onto the ground.
He does get knocked
out,
okay.
He does. Haha.
He gets that one.
Oh, but that's not really the instant knockout on the head, though, is it? No, it is. It is one hit.
I think it is, actually. I think you might be right there. Is there slow motion? Oh, yeah, the Rambo scene.
Yes, of course. Yeah. Because, it was parodying it. Still gets this award, but it was a parody, so,
Speaking of parodying, is it a rip-off of other famous movies? Yes, it parodies famous movies, which isn't technically a rip-off, but,
We'll give it the award.
Yeah, that's all of them. So it got a few of them, but not that many, which is totally expected, because this isn't the sort of movie that we usually do. But anyway.
So, welcome to the Raving Reviews.
Yes.
Our show where we take reviews from the only place where reviews exist, Rotten Tomatoes.
Not true.
Specifically the audience score.
That is
Because
true.
the critics are always wrong.
That is not true.
Sandra.
Yes.
Alex says, My favorite comedy film is 1933's Duck Soup. And now you have to guess what the score this man has given this review, ranging from 0.5 to 5. So there's 0.5, so you have to remember that.
Have I seen Duck Soup? That's Marx Brothers, isn't it? Yeah, it is.
Yeah. And Alex says, my favorite comedy film is 1933's Duck Soup.
I would say that Duck Soup probably does have some pretty harmful stereotypes in it, like most films from the 30s do. So, I'm going to say they didn't like this movie and gave it a 2.5.
Wow, that was a really good guess. It was 2, so you were really close.
Close.
I did not expect you to get even close with that one, though, so that was very good. That was a very good insight there.
Thank you. What can I say? I drink water.
Paul says, we give Hollywood the finger. ...
That's probably... Oh, I kind of want to go 5 out of 5, but I think I'm going to go 4. Because there's no exclamation points. So I'm going to go 4 for that one, but it's definitely positive.
3.5.
Oh, okay.
Close again. But it was the 0.5s that really get you, Sandra.
Damn. All right.
Ben says, funny, stupid little movie.
Don't know if I'd use the word stupid. That's a bit...
Well, there's some comedy, but like with the kid's a pimp.
Yeah.
I'd say that's probably a stupid, funny moment.
I'm going to say that's probably a 3.
Hey, you got that one right. It's 3 out of 5. There we go.
Excellent.
We have Private, because he doesn't have a username, says, I never understood why someone doesn't market Winky Dinky Hoe Cakes.
What makes them a hoe cake? I don't understand. That's gotta be... I'm gonna stick with 4. That's a 4.
I think the idea is hot dogs appeal more to men, while little cakes appeal more to women.
You're probably right. That is probably what it is.
I think that's the idea.
Yeah. I'm gonna say 4.
4. Yeah, you're right. You're
Hey.
right. And finally, the last review.
Oh boy.
We have Kevin. It's your favourite boy, Kevin. I have a lot to say about Kevin, but we'll get into that. He says, I don't care, Pistol 96. This movie is garbage.
Pistol 96.
So I'm presuming Pistol 96 is the username of someone else who's reviewed this movie. But we'll get into that. What do you think, Kevin, who said, I don't care, Pistol 96, this movie is garbage?
If you're that angry, it's gotta be a 0.5.
It is a 0.5. So, what I wanted to find was to see if I could find Pistol 96.
96's review. Awesome, alright.
But I couldn't.
Oh.
I got sidetracked because the first thing I did was click on Kevin's profile. You know, this guy who's rated this movie 0.5.
Yeah.
Turns out he's not a fan of a lot of movies.
Oh no.
And the average score he gives is around 1 to 0.5 for a lot of movies. It's not just he reviews, you know, some movies low. He's reviewed hundreds of movies.
Oh wow.
So many movies. It just kept going. I didn't find all the movies because he's done hundreds. I kept scrolling and there was just review after review.
Is it a meme account?
No, this is just Kevin.
Wow, Kevin.
This is just Kevin. And this was 10 years ago, by the way.
Great.
This was about 10 years ago since he was last active. But I'll give you some examples. Godzilla, Tokyo SOS, and Godzilla and Other Movies Monsters. He gave the exact same review, which was, I don't, full stop, watch, dot, full stop, Godzilla, full stop, movies, dot, dot, dot. And he gave both of them a 0.5.
What?
He gave Scooby-Doo and The Legends of the Vampire. I don't do Disney or kiddie movies that well. And he gave that one a 0.5. He gave Flesh-Eating Mothers, which you need to look up Flesh-Eating Mothers, because we need to do that.
Flesh-eating mothers. Oh boy, this looks great. Yeah, alright.
Yeah, this looks amazing. So I was glad I found out. He gave Flesh-Eating Mothers, Bloodfist, Full Contact, Tales from the Crypt, Alligator, Turbulence, Doppelganger, Basket Case 2, Delirious, and Six Pack. he all gave them the exact same review, which was, I don't remember enough to say or give a higher rating. And he gave them a 0.5. While I was scrolling, I found several positive reviews, like Pirates.
Okay.
He gave that a 2.5 out of 5.
All right.
Do you know Pirates?
Very positive. That's not of the Caribbean, is it? That's just Pirates.
No, that's just Pirates. It is a parody of Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, I think I've heard of that.
Yeah, you've heard of that one? Mm-hmm. It's a rather saucy parody.
Ooh, why is that on Rotten Tomatoes?
There's actually if you click on that, there was loads of links to other films of such quality as well that you could review. Rotten Tomatoes has a adult film section, I think.
That's great.
So he's rated that one as well, so I thought that was funny. But do you know the 2 ones I found that were 5 out of 5? Can you guess which 2 movies?
Well, they're either going to be, like, prestigious films that everyone loves, like, Godfather or something, or it's going to be...
Yes.
Oh, it is Godfather.
One of them was Godfather, yes.
So the other one's probably... I don't know...
Yeah, less prestigious, yep.
Oh, is it less prestigious? Sorority Babes and the Slime Bowl-rama.
No. It was Mall Rats.
Oh, that's a good film.
Yeah, it's a good film. But over The Dark Knight, he gave Mall Rats 5 out of 5 and The Dark Knight 4 out of 5. And that's why I couldn't find Pistol 96, because I spent all my effort looking up this guy, because wow.
Well, I think we'll end it there then.
Yep. So thank you, Kevin, for making me run down the rabbit hole.
Thanks for your content, Kevin. Come on the show. If you're listening, you're not.
So there you go.
As always, if you like the show and you want to help out, you can tell a friend, or you can leave a review on iTunes. All very helpful things to do. We've also got a Patreon, the Dead Dad Club, although that might be changing to Bad Porridge soon. I'll probably put up a poll this week, actually, to change that. If you join the Dead Dad Club, 2 bonus episodes a month. What have we done so far? We've done Never Ending Story 2. Done Police
We've
Academy.
done more, not Mall Cop. Oh God, no.
Pull Black Mall Cop. Let's do it.
Police Academy.
We'll do some more of those soon. And yeah, we've got Mannequin out right now. The next one is Sorority Babes, and then after that, we're going to be doing a bonus battle. I think a horror bonus battle, which will be pretty fun. All those are voted on by patrons. If you want to get in on that, please do. Link in the description, the socials, all that stuff. The email address is there if you want to get in contact. Now, you have a decision to make.
What are those decisions? What are those choices? What are these possible things? Possibly a movie of some sort?
You've got 4 options here for next week. One of them is called Anguish.
Yep.
It is a Spanish horror film about 2 friends who go to a cinema to watch a movie. And while they're watching it, someone is creeping around the audience, reenacting all the murders in that movie in the cinema.
Oh, that sounds pretty good.
It's a bit of a, high-concept horror film. You've got The Barbarians.
Yeah.
2 orphans are adopted by a tribe, and they grow up to become gladiators, and then a queen is kidnapped, and they go on a quest to save her. It stars the Barbarian brothers. They're 2 very popular and very, very swole bodybuilders. You've got Blind Date, rom-com, where Bruce Willis goes on a blind date with his brother's wife's cousin. And you've got Hard Ticket to Hawaii, where 2 very attractive cargo operators come across a stash of diamonds, and then a drug lord goes after them and tries to get it back. It is a part of a trilogy of films called Playboy Presents Andy Sedaris' Bullets, Bombs, and Boobs.
Oh my god. Wow. Incredible.
Yeah, what are you going to pick?
Well,
The problem is, if I pick that one, I'll have to be going and watching the previous movie.
You would.
So what was the options again? Go through them.
So there's
quickly.
Blind Date, Bruce Willis. There's a Hard Ticket to Hawaii, which is that one that looks awful. There's Anguish, the Spanish horror, and then Barbarians, that, garbage, trashy fantasy sort of stuff.
Well, you see, Sandro, I'm a big fan of the garbage, trashy fantasy movies.
You are. And you're also a big fan of swole, hunky bodybuilders.
I am. I'm a fan of some chunky boys.
Or some steroids.
some roided up boys. Some balloon boys. Like, Bruce Willis is great.
Yes.
But the problem with that one is it's clearly a semi-romance.
Bruce Willis was great.
What do you mean was?
He hasn't done a good film since like 2005.
That might be fair. I'm going with Barbarians. Yeah.
Right. Next week, The Barbarians. Oh, it's on Blu-ray, so it's got to be good.
Oh, Blu-ray. Hey, high quality. Nice.
All right, we'll do that next week. Let's wrap it up. Best quote from Hollywood Shuffle. Mine is going to be, "I've never done it on a desk before. I'm just glad to be on top. I'd hate to do the nasty with a stapler up my ass."
I ain't got no weapon, man.
Oh,
no. Sorry, I gotta... Okay, here, I don't know. Bloody. I ain't got no weapon, man.
that started off with the accent, and then it just went to your normal voice by the end of it.
Yeah, see, that's how I did it.
It's good.
Because you start off mega Australian, and then it tones it down into regular Australian accent.
Australian accent. That's exactly how it works.
Yeah, so you got to do the Australian...
That's not Australian, that's bloody Cockney, innit?
Yeah, you do Cockney. I ain't got no weapon, man.
Innit?
I ain't got no weapon, man, ain't it?